All right, so this is what we are replacing today. This is the brake booster. This is the old one, so I've done the repair. But what I did was we replaced the whole thing. So this is the booster. This is, and then this comes off, but there's an O-ring in there, and I was worried about having a problem, so I just replaced the whole thing. I got a used one. It just Okay, so I went with the used brake booster master cylinder assembly. I didn't at the time. I didn't know what was wrong, and I didn't really have time to change one thing, and then it didn't work. I needed to get this the D2 back up and running. So as you can see, a master cylinder is pretty expensive. The brake booster is pretty expensive. Land Rover one. You can then you get a the master cylinder, excuse me, is another pretty expensive piece of equipment. The You can get an off-brand master cylinder, or for a lot cheaper, you can get a master cylinder repair kit. Maybe the repair kit was the way to go, and that could have solved my problem, but I didn't know what was the issue, so I just went ahead and got a used part that I knew was good, and or at least I was told it was good, and went to just replace the whole thing. I didn't want to have any issues with separating the brake booster and the master cylinder with that O-ring. Has two 13mm bolts here, and the brake pedal, just to put those tabs all away, and it'll come right out, and it just slips right out. You got 11mm bolts on here for the flange wrench for the brake lines, and the whole thing will just come right out here. You do have the vacuum hose right here also that goes to the engine, but pretty simple job actually. But when you do replace it, you do need to bleed them, and I had to use the nanocom for that. And there is a different one of these for the 99 to 2002 versus the 2003 and 2004. So this is for 2003 and 4. All right, so I'm having to replace the brake booster here. So the first thing I did was I just took out as much fluid I could get. Right here, used a little turkey baster. Figured that might help me out. I've sprayed the connections right here. I think they're 13, and so I'm going to undo this, and then I'll go inside and undo everything. All right, so I got the brake booster out. It's just these two lines right here, so I'll put a little, I don't want those getting contaminated or a bunch of brake fluid going everywhere, so I've just got some fingers from some gloves. And then this brake booster line, just unplug that, and two bolts from the inside. They're 13mm. They've got a lot of Loctite on them. Other than that, pretty easy to get out. And then here it is. There's just a little pen that goes through, and you just kind of peel these little tabs back, and you can just push it right on out. So what I did is I undid, I think the best thing to do is undo the lines first. So when you're doing these lines, it's kind of nice to have everything solid right there, because they've been on there for so long. You got to really put some muscle into it to break them off. Then go get these two from the inside, and they've got some good Loctite on them, so it takes a little bit to get them out. And then you can just undo this and shove the whole thing forward. It'll disengage, and you can just pull it out. So didn't take that long to get it out. All right, got the brake booster all installed. Everything works. Brakes are fine now. Fair warning here, when you first put it in, the brakes are not going to feel good. They're not getting any resistance. They're not building up any pressure at all. You really have to bleed it a lot. I do have a nanocom, which activates the ABS to push any air out. There is a workaround where you can jump the fuse box for the relay and the fuse box for that and turn it on. But my advice is, when you reinstall everything, don't freak out right soon. You're gonna have to bleed everything pretty darn well. You're gonna a lot. So again, you start at the passenger rear, driver rear, passenger front, then driver front. But I'm happy to say everything worked out all right. So happy I did this job. Okay, so after putting in the new master cylinder, or the brake booster, the button on your brake button might not be pressing this correctly because it's kind of sized at the factory. So you can actually pull this out a little bit. I had to use my pliers, and you kind of just go like this, and then just kind of, it'll kind of come out in little steps, and that way your brakes are actually going to touch this. So I had to resize mine to so everything would fit. Here's the instructions from the Rave manual of how to about resetting the switch. That is something I did not realize. So when I first got the brakes working, it's fine, but the switch wasn't making contact. Essentially what it is your brake pedal needs to touch that switch to have the brakes be on and off correctly. Alright, so ever since I changed out the brakes, I'm getting this red light even though this is down. So what I was told was change out the this might have been the problem, or my fluid's low, so we'll see. And because I did put the old one of these in, so let's see if that does it. All right, first start up and one off. Let's pull up on the brake, it goes off. So I think that's what it was. It was just a bad that bad part.